Honorable members of the council, with worship to the mayor and the town clerk.
Long live. Council and the government in general due to the outbreak of cholera. The outbreak of cholera led to massive cleanup operations of Lusaka City through a multi-sectoral approach undertaken by the council in collaboration with other agencies of government such as the parent ministry, the Ministry of Local Government, the Ministry of Health, the District Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit, the Defense Forces, and other stakeholders. I also wish to state here that although the figures have been going down, the cholera epidemic is very much still with us, and Lusaka City Council has continued with the tireless efforts of fighting the epidemic. These cholera prevention activities include solid waste management, control of street vending, barring of shallow wells, emptying of septic tanks, inspection and emptying of pit latrines, and inspection of public premises. Allow me to give a breakdown of what the council has done regarding the activities I've just outlined. Under waste management, from January to date, a total of 14,503 loads translating into 110,511 tons of waste have been collected, and the exercise is ongoing. On the barring of shallow wells, a total of 3,119 shallow wells have been buried in Maziopa, Gari, Chaisa, George Compound, and Kanyama Compound. The exercise is still ongoing in Kanyama Compound. Emptying of septic tanks and pit latrines, a total of 1,403 septic tanks have been emptied, and 715 pit latrines have been inspected and emptied in the cholera-affected areas. Under inspection of public places, 2,862 premises have been inspected. These include schools, markets, eating places, etc. Burying of cholera bodies. The Lusaka City Council buried 105 bodies of people who died as a result of cholera during this period. Under the control of street vending and related activities, during the period under review, the following activities were undertaken. Under anti-street vending, operations were conducted in the central business districts, Kamwala shopping area, and surrounding areas. As of today, a total number of 58 vendors have been convicted through the fast track court. There was also demolition of illegal structures. 711 illegal structures, mostly makeshift structures, were demolished across the city during the period under review. Under control for underage beer drinking and patronage of drinking places, a total number of 118 underage patrons were apprehended during the joint operations conducted with the state police. On floods, I also wish to inform you that some parts of the city experienced flash floods, and Lusaka City Council, in conjunction with the TMMU and other stakeholders, moved in to mitigate the situation. Long-term solutions are still being pursued. In conclusion, Honorables, I would like to urge the fellow councillors that there is a national program to regulate vending, and as such we need to work together as a team and avoid issuing conflicting statements to the media. Lusaka City Council has designated trading places such as Lumumba Market, where 1,200 vendors have been accommodated, and a further 2,500 others have been screened in readiness for allocation of trading spaces at the Tokyo Web Market. It is hoped that after the completion of the Simon Mwalem Market and BH Market, many more displaced vendors will be accommodated. There are other announcements I need to make, and
authority here, the student authority from the central government. Your second question, the benefits to council. Previously, before we went into an agreement with the current clients that we've got on site, the place was basically not performing. It was a loss-making venture to the council. Actually, it was losses in excess of more than 150,000 kwacha, because we had to pay salaries in as much as it wasn't functioning. You know, there were gratuities, we had utility bills, ZESCO, water, and so on and so forth, which accumulated to that amount. But even after we have rendered this agreement, the current clients that are there on site, we have seen a benefit to it. As we are speaking, they haven't defaulted in any way. They have been remitting as they are supposed to. All the other areas that we had, this is with regards to the utility bills that we had with ZESCO, water, all those areas have been cleared. So as we stand, the only thing that is happening is that we are receiving the benefits that are supposed to be coming from that institution to LCC. And I think we are receiving about 30,000 kwacha currently, even before the place is in full operation. But the other conditions that are attached to it is that we'll be reviewing. We are reviewing the rentals on a yearly basis. So by the time the place is fully functional, we will expect to at least get not anything less than 150,000 kwachas in terms of rentals on a monthly basis.
Part 2 of the recommendation as done here, but my major interest is just to find out, as we have not been told here, how much Fuso Sports Complex to settle the outstanding rental arrears. How much are those rental arrears, and for what period are those rental arrears? Because Chairman is telling us here that we are now getting a benefit, but there's a point here of rental arrears. As how much are these rental arrears that have accumulated, for how long and how much? Thank you very much.
That current clients that we've got are paying rentals in as much as they are still are developing the place. So it's still under construction, but they're still paying rentals. And the amount is 357,000 kwacha. And even with that said, I'd mentioned to the House that this amount we are already holding on to PDs. So as we stand, we are very safe, we are secured, and they haven't defaulted in any way. We've been, depositing the checks as and when it's time for us to deposit. So we are very safe as an institution. We are making sure that the institution is protected. Thank you.
An outright purchase of this property, which was leased to him, looking at the property itself, if you have been to the site of the property, it is in a bad shape. And indeed, the recommendation here, Chair, you said the applicant should settle the outstanding rental arrears before he could be allowed to purchase the said stand. If you have been to the site, I think even looking at the age of this former councillor of ours, Mr. Patrick Kawelwipa, I think he is unable even to raise the 156,000 kwacha in arrears which he owes Lusaka City Council. I think maybe if you can elaborate more and have lenience on this old man who happened to be our former councillor on unlike if you say let him settle the areas before he buys the property.
Thank you very much, Chair. In as much as the property has been standing there for some time and is in a dilapidated state, you see, in the first place, the tenant should have been remitting, which he hasn't been remitting. And we are not being unfair because first and foremost, we are considering him being the tenant. If he fails, then we will look elsewhere. Our main goal and our main target is to protect the interest of the institution. If we are going to receive the benefits, that's the way to go. Because these benefits, in as much as they come, I mean, you are the very honorable councillors that will still come back to finance and say we are unable to collect garbage because we don't have the money. It's the money that we are looking for. At the moment, we are so much stressed and we need the finances, and we need to make sure that we get the finances in every way possible that we are going to. Thank you very much.
This property that is being demarcated, or property being given out, one of it to be sold, is it on one property, or are there two plots on this place, or what is the intention of this sale? Or probably, if there's somebody, if you read on paragraph 4, it reads, and I quote, during the tour the members observed that there was no activities that were taking place from the time lease was given to the applicant. Does it mean that people will just get into a lease and then thereafter think of actually purchasing a property, when in actual sense that they did not actually do what they had told the council on such a property? I would like to find out, Chair, what is the position on this matter. I seem not to understand why we must allow such a thing, that one particular plot is being demarcated, yet both plots belong to the council. Is it two plots? Let me have an understanding, Chair. Thank you.
Is on one piece of land. And as earlier mentioned, every now and then, as council, we are basically looking for funds to clear off the many debts that we are owing. That is the main purpose why we are releasing some of these properties. Especially when we get on the ground, because we have had the site visit. When we get on the ground, we find that activities that are there, pretty much non-profitable in as much as we want to invest anything as council. The only way pretty much is to let go of the property so that we can relieve ourselves with other pressing issues that we've got as an institution. Thank you.
Buying more properties, just disposing. Now, Your Worship, do we have any plans of acquiring more properties than just disposing the properties that we have to repay the debts? Because, as we are aware that God has stopped manufacturing the land, and the little land that we have, the committee is disposing, which is pathetic. I'd love to hear from the chair if there is any way, since we entered into office, that we acquired any new land. Thank you.
So, even as a committee, we also saddened. We also do not like to dispose of pieces of land. But sometimes, when you give the mandate to the committee, we are on the ground to first of all check the various activities that are happening in that particular area. Also see whether the particular land is viable for us to keep as council. If it's not, we might as well get rid of it so that we can sort out other pressing issues. Already, since inception, we've been mentioning that we have tried to reduce the debts that we have, especially with regards now to the retirees. You know that now, by law, the retirees are able to take us to court. If we don't pay, they'll take us to court. So these are the areas where we've got so much pressure, and we need to ensure that that is done. Suffice to say also, we have had discussions with the planning. We are hoping to see that maybe the planning department can, with their surveys, can maybe show us a few places, land that we can keep and develop. In as much as we would say that, I was to let you know that the institution is still limping. We can have land, but we do not have the capacity to develop those particular lands. That's why in most cases, we are going the leasing way. And we have done this. Futso is one example. We will list out the actual benefits will come to us. We won't take part, in the operations of the institution. At the end of the day, we still benefit as council. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Such services should not be provided to the residents. I think what we need to understand is that the residents of Lusaka deserve services from us. Whether, for example, it's the play parks, and it doesn't really matter if these play parks are run by the city council. But the city council doesn't have the money to develop these places. So if there are private sector investors that wants to do it, so let it be. We need to play a facilitation role. Because we can keep holding on to land or properties when we will never develop them, because we have no money. I think to the residents, what's important is there a swimming pool, for example. Not whether the swimming pool is owned by the city council or by any other person. So this is why I tend to agree with the councillor, Kasongo Chimbarati. Any performing assets, if we are not able to raise funds to develop them, we allow a partnership with the private sector so that we develop these assets and make our residents happy. I think let's make progress with the enough on this matter.
Yes. And the vice chairman is saying these are learned chairman and vice chairman. They're saying these are non-profit making assets of the Lusaka City Council. I do believe that Lusaka City Council is limping. It's not limping that they are failing to make money. We have got thousands of properties which are owing Lusaka City Council on ground rates. And why should we concentrate on using a point of that, selling a property just because we want to pay retirees? To me, that's not a valid point. The best we can do as a committee for finance, you should broaden on how best you can earn money, unlike every day or what you say that you need to sell. Because if you sell this property, it will not go beyond 100 million. Maybe it will just be 2 million. It means what Lusaka City Council owes the retirees will not meet what how much you are selling this property. So with me, Chair, I think you need to give another reason than using retirees as a way of selling properties of Lusaka City Council.
Your Worship, in our previous full council meeting, we brought to the attention of a lot of you the various ways in which we want to ensure that the revenue at council is brought up to standard. These things were already discussed. So my mentioning to you, this is just basically another measure that we have put across. We have been on the site, you have given us the mandate, we have surveyed the place, and this is the best decision that we have made as a committee. And we know with doing this, it's going to take us a long way. I just cited an example in the same report that we have given you. Look at Futso. We know that those are areas that you cannot get rid of. We are keeping that for council because the benefits are much more with council. It's not only the only way that we are saying we are going to make money is through selling of properties and so on and so forth. There are other measures that we have put across. We are trying to bring in systems in council to monitor how revenue is moving and so on and so forth. So this is not the only way. There are various other ways. And that just came as a vital way to try and make you understand that that is the route that we are taking as a committee. Thank you.
Progress, we go to...
Disposed of on a needs assessment. The committee takes into consideration various aspects, to arrive at a decision. Even in this particular matter, what is being proposed is part of the property. The property is in two. So the other side council has observed that it is viable on the other side, and the council can derive value from the other side. But on the other side, there is no value which is being derived from that. So council decided to come up with this decision. So if council was just selling off the properties, they could have said that we are selling off the whole piece of land. But it's on any needs assessment. Council takes into consideration various needs assessments before they arrive at a decision. Thank you.
If you are able to say this, which you are saying beneficial, those people who are retirees. I do not disagree in terms of the sale of this property.
Counter
Second. Yes, I second that we must not sell these properties because we must not be crying about
so can we vote?
Yes, the properties themselves are money.
The 60,000. Does Mr. Whipper want the capacity to pay the council back that money and to purchase the same property?
I think it's a different money.
At the same time, during the tour, members observed that there was no activities that were taking place from time the list was given to the applicant. And you are saying the same applicant must purchase the same property. Do they have the capacity to do so? If not, if you want to dispose, why not advertise?
Your worship, point of order.
Advertise. I'm making an observation here.
Your worship, point of order.
Why not advertise and have more people compete for this?
Point of order, your worship.
Right. In order to respond to the same, and what we found shows that we are very much safe. I'm happy to inform you that during the tour, His Worship, the Mayor, was with us. Thank you very much. Yes, Your Worship, I agree that we only toured 2 abattoirs in our last tour, but that is not the final tour. We are touring more abattoirs. We just wanted to confirm from the reports of the receiving from the abattoirs that indeed what they are giving us is the true picture obtained on the ground. And what we found from the 2 abattoirs which we toured confirmed that indeed what we received from the reports is what we found on the ground. Thank you.
Go out or coming into Lusaka, the government is spraying on all vehicles and checking whether one is carrying meat or taking out meat so as to control the spread of diseases. As it is, Lusaka is very safe, and the Department of Public Health will continue to send out health inspectors to make sure that no one is abrogating the ban. Thank you so much.
Chair, Your Worship, I have to bring to the attention of the House to inform the House that the Chibolia, so-called Chibolia abattoir, is closed. Thank you very much. And people even informed our people even went there on the ground to make sure that the so-called Chibolia abattoir is closed.
And we thank the government through the Ministry of Local Government that we've been beefed up in terms of staff establishment. So this thing of having nobody to inspect the roads will be a thing of the past. We are on the ground. Thank you. That's in terms of traffic management. So that is not a very big problem. And we are running the timings ourselves. And if we are very desperate that the situation is not okay, we always keep on contacting our cooperative partners like the police and RATSA.
Of the basic activities are completed. I would like to find out, this looks to me an openly ended situation. When do you think this eradication of cholera will be done? Because we may take up to the time we are out of office, you're still eradicating cholera. Are we going to see the equipment very soon in our wards? Because our wards need to be grabbed. Are in need of this equipment. Thank you.
Very well that temporarily we are saying cholera is gone. But His Worship the Mayor briefed this in August House that even if we are saying it's gone, we still have isolated cases. So we can only say cholera is gone when the Minister of Health, who are the technocrats in this matter, advises that that is done. Thank you.